Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we're going to be taking a look at some episode 5 excerpts from Street Dance Girl Fighter season 1. Now please note that a lot of my feedback is going to be tailored towards the context of the full episode reaction that I had done for Patreon. So if there's something that I say throughout the reaction that may feel a little bit strange or out of pocket compared to what you just watched, a lot of times it may be in reference to something else that was happening in the episode that I had made a previous point on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a watch.
기대되는데요?
Are they dancing at the same time? No. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. Go down, we do the roll, but cartwheels. They technically didn't do the back walkover. They didn't do the back walkover, and they didn't do the aerial. That was a nice little butterfly moment. Oh, that was fun. That was fun.
야, 이게 인원이 많으니까 이게 되는구나.
Yeah. This is cool. I like how they do this. How they do this kind of K-pop aesthetic. And the challenge. Yeah. They did a good job keeping the aesthetic of the style, but they made it more feminine. That was a really good call. Okay.
Hey.
Nice. Okay, let's talk through this. So from the beginning here, we see the energy BRANNYCHILD, how they bring it is really fun and engaging. So out of the two groups though, we know BRANNYCHILD technically didn't do the choreography correctly. Now there's a difference between changing the groove of a routine, like doing the groove of the choreography versus changing the move entirely. And so that's what's going to get BRANNYCHILD in trouble, is they change the moves regardless of how difficult it is. Do I think it was smart to put an aerial in anything? No, I don't think it's healthy. It's not healthy to make people do back walkovers and aerials when their body is not prepped for it. Did you see their bridges? Their bridges were they were putting so much weight and their lumbar. And so I'm really glad that their mentor, their crew master, stepped in and was like, yo, do what's safest for you. So I think it was a bit rude for Bling Girls to give them that, because it's just not healthy, you know. So they're gonna get a deduction, or that's gonna factor into their score. The fact there's two key elements that they did not do. It was the aerial and it was the back walkover. Those two things they did not do. But It was still really beautiful choreography, and it was cohesive. But Bling Girls really took their choreo and made it look cohesive as well. So having this piano moment, boom, boom, really great extroverted movement. Forgive my camera shaking. When I do any movement at all, that's going to happen because of the beautiful world of laptop cameras. How they set this up, the energy is really strong. I love the pull and the pull. So this is really great formation-wise. It does feel a bit like a mega crew. They know, they're very experienced in how to do megas. So that doesn't shock me at all. I really love the synchronicity they have, how they're framing towards the outside. Really love this more circular formation where they bring it around, having a frame in the center. I love that they go down and up. It's just very tasteful, very enjoyable. And then they have the energy where they bounce, bounce, I see. And I like the energy of da-da-da. So it is very fun. And also as a complete side note, I do not know any of the songs that were selected, even though I am familiar with iKON and Mino and Monsta X and NCT and ITZY and aespa. I'm familiar with every group, and some of them I actually have music from some of them. I don't know these independent tracks, so that's kind of fun for me too, that I'm not going to be comparing their choreography to the choreography of these tracks. Everyone's on an even playing field on my analysis, which I'm very appreciative of. The unison on this was really nice, having that moment da-da-da-da bleeded through, having a really nice arch of the back as they transition. That was fun. Yeah. It's just very satisfying. That was fun, having that moment of that level coming up at the top. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That does remind me a little bit of Royal, but not enough to be like they're biting. No, it's just this kind of fluid of anything with the hands just it's just really nice, and it's just fun. It's fun. And then I love how they're pushing those hands forward. And notice with the gloves, it causes your hands to, you take note of them a little bit more. And so the fact that they're wearing black, or they have more accents, and those gloves are more like a pop of, it's not a pop of color, but it's like a pop of focus. It is really nice that they're doing a good job making sure they're very clear on what their hands are doing. That right here, da 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 da. So that's super good. This part right here, no one did the back walkover. They framed it really fun in the back. They did a roll. Now technically what they did was a bridge down, so that was pretty okay. Like how they go down. Yeah, they come down and they roll through. It's very clean. It is impressive. They do the cartwheel. What they could have done at least is done like a flying cartwheel when they swung their arms and then they pushed off the ground, so you could emulate an aerial without actually doing one. But most of the time an aerial is going to be mental more than physical. But I still wouldn't advise somebody, for the sake of a competition, learn how to do an aerial. I think that's so unhealthy. It is. And that hurts my heart, the fact that, yeah. So now the real question is this: them modifying two key elements that are low-key and practical in comparison to Bling Girls' cohesion with the choreography they were given to the rest of their set. I mean, both set each other up for failure, and both did the best they could with those circumstances. Yeah, that yeah, that do it, and bleed it down into the frame, which is nice. Having that moment there, having the moment where they're all branching out, expanding is super fun. So I got it. Energy. I do think, like, where they have that pause and then they do a little butterfly to the inside. I do like how clean it is, but it does feel a little bit predictable in how they're hitting the music. Not the content, but just the musicality is more predictable on a track like this. But I really love the bleeds through. Dun, 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 dun. There's a chance they're like paying tribute to the choreo, but remember, I don't know the choreo for these, so I can't use that as a form of comparison for this. So that's just one area or criteria of looking at, because I know that's going to be something some of these groups may struggle with, is replication of choreography that may exist already on the track. You know, I would say with YGX, they got to be careful with that. You know, it's really good to kind of be on the lookout. Hey, it doesn't need to look like mine at all, but also I'm the one who made the choreography for the track, so I know what's going to look good and what's not. You know, it's just little things like that. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. This is how they should be doing K-pop challenges moving forward forever in these Street Fighter series, because having them have their moment and then you shift over and the next group begins, I think that's super fun. It's just fun.
엔딩도 멋있어. 야, 이게 인원이 많으니까 이게 되는구나. Wow.
That's just fun. I like that vroom 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 bum bum. I really like that they had that double bass. So if anything, in their case, what they did a good job on is they beefed up the complexity of the other areas surrounding that overly simplistic section. That's going to be helpful, because if you have everything really simple or everything complex, then it's not as fun, right? And I think they did a really good job compensating, at least in their posture, to really help them be able to do the moves well while executing it. Honestly, this is great. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, pow, 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 pow. It's just really fun. They have these really great moments that they have with the little mini features. Definitely a fan of that. It kept the personality of this type of track, which I think is fun. Even here, that da-da. Notice how they're hitting that groove, that they're choosing to kind of snake through instead of just having it from the chest or using their head. And that head can create more of like a serpent, sensual, tension-based kind of groove a little bit more. That right there, da-da-da, like how you present yourself here with the arch of the back, all that can be really helpful. Yep, some of them just have slight range issues where not all of them really took that range of that leg and brought it all the way around in that Ranajam. And then one of them on the outside also didn't, she didn't drop down at the same time. So she looked like a feature, but we know she wasn't. That do it, do it, do it. And it works. This part works because of how they're hitting it. They really, all they needed to do was adjust the posture, but the movements are correct. They technically didn't change the choreography. You know, just because you want them to hit it in a very specific pocket, they didn't change. I mean, okay, I say that. They did change the groove, which a lot of times can be debatable, and they changed choreography. But when you think about puzzle piecing choreos, that's something that normally happens in the auditing process whenever you go through and you clean a routine. Sometimes you have to shift a texture or a groove to make it justifiable for what you have set up before, during, and after your set. It's not a bad thing that they had to do that. It was a very strategic thing that they did, and I think it worked in their favor. I do. They're having that energy, that moment, that bleed through. They're all kind of basket running towards or transitioning. This is one of those cases where that basket run doesn't bother me because they did a dynamic or a timing change in order to really showcase a different transition. I thought that was fun. Do. But this move right here, I felt like I'd already seen that move. It was from, who was it from? It was a group that struggled with it. Was it this group? I don't think it was. There was a group, I think it was either Waby or Want, and that was a move that they did in their set. It could be this group, actually. It could be Bling Girls. I don't remember. That's okay. It was the football one. That's why I say that. I don't know who did the football one. I don't remember. First was Pirates, which was Want. Waby did the football one. So that was a move that I saw from one of Waby's crews. Okay. My brain. This was cute. With that hip, that was cute. With the kick was nice. Having that front walk over. One of them did slide a little bit. Look, she slid a little bit on that foot. And then she kicked it up. Did a great job. Really nice. I will say that energy right there, it did feel a little bit subdued in comparison to what we had seen when people do that move normally, but it was still a really good run. This was a great run. They finished it out. So now, if I were to pick out of everybody, out of the two, if we're going off of criteria, BLING technically did not do the choreography they were asked to do, so they would receive, I don't know if they receive a point deduction or anything. There were two elements that they did not do, the aerial and the back walkover. Do I think that it was fair to put those in there? No, but also BLING played dirty too by making, they completely changed, like, the style that they added into it wasn't appropriate to the track. So it was like they both set each other up for failure, which is why it doesn't bother me as much that they put in an aerial and back walkover. Now, out of the two, Bling Girls technically followed directions the closest, and they had really great moments, just like BLING did. So honestly, what would separate them would be that discrepancy on doing the actual choreography. But both were clean. Both had great moments, great transitions, great staging, great levels. So I really don't have any qualms with whoever wins it. I would vote, naturally, I think I would vote more towards Bling Girls because of the technicalities, not because of overall preference, because both of them were fine for me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Street Dance Girl Fighter content, whether that's full episode reactions, season 1 or season 2 excerpts, I have that on YouTube, as well as early released on Patreon for you to glean and enjoy. I also have other dance contents, including K-pop, whether it's ATs or XG or just miscellaneous groups that happen. I always early release there, and I also do Street Dance China full episodes, as well as D-League, which is Japan's official professional dance league. So that's all pretty fun and pretty awesome, and I hope there's something here that you're able to find that's enjoyable for you, and I definitely look forward to discussions that may come from this particular episode, because I know there's a couple hot topics that were discussed, and yeah. So once again, I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.